Welcome everyone. Little blues licks there. I just got off of work and I just had breakfast with a friend. Let's get the crazy world spinning up there. I'm gonna do a cool painting here, I think. Let's zoom that in a little bit. So I've been working this morning and I've got to go to practice, band practice at 2, so I got a little time to do a quick painting here. This acrylic paint. I think I'm gonna have like a green background today. Not so dark. I'll do some kind of flower arrangement here. I'll try some different things today. I always like to try and experiment, do different things, so maybe something cool will pop up. That looks like a cool background there. Let's put some dark in there, maybe we'll get something to pop up in there. All right, cool. Now I'm going to put a table in there today. I like to do a brown table. Let's do something with angles today. I'm gonna maybe like run a table that's kind of angled like this. Tabletop there. I'll put the vase over more on the right. Now maybe right in the middle. Let's put we'll put the vase kind of running like abstract. abstract blue vase. There we go. That's a cool looking vase. Do 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 do. So I got through my Monday yesterday. Monday's like my hardest day because at Michael's we gotta unload the truck. Plus I have to get up at 2 in the morning, which means on Saturday I have to, or Sunday night I have to go to Sunday night I have to go to bed early. Today I'm going to run a lot of leaves out first, and then I'll go from there. I'll put the flowers like over on the top of all this stuff, thinking. So I drew an octopus on a paper. I sketched it out. Maybe I'll show you here in a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure how it's going to look. But I think it'll be kind of fun. Like, it's not going to be like a masterpiece or anything, but it's funny. I got the octopus head down here on the table with his arms coming out on the table, and then his arms going up like these stems like this. And then I'm going to put maybe some different things in his hands. I don't know, maybe flowers, or it's hard to tell what I'm going to do yet. Put some flowers up here. I'm using glaze, a lot of glaze today because I want the colors to be bright. Let's start a rose over here. One of those like ones that haven't bloomed quite yet. I imagine you could use the neon. You could use neon colors for this. Then you wouldn't have to use the glaze in your paint. I'm sure if you're an artist, you've messed with that neon colors before. Because if you use regular paint without glaze, it's gonna, when it dries, it kind of fades out a little bit. So when you put glaze in this paint, it really helps. It keeps the colors looking bright and very vibrant. This is new for me, this kind of art. Uh, if you've been watching me for the last, year, I've done a lot of landscapes. Is what I usually do. I just started doing these flower bases a couple weeks ago, so they're kind of morphing into different things. They pretty much change every time I do one. It changes. Like I'll add something new to it. But they're fun to do because I'll end up putting a lot of shadow in here and some highlights. So it can get pretty complicated like a landscape. Got new brushes and they're already getting dirty. And the paint's getting all over my hands. I don't know where that paint's coming from. I think I know where it comes from. I usually wipe my brush on the edge of the water where I rinse it, and then the paint gets on the lip. Gets on the lip of the can, and then the brush hits on the edge. Do 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 do. So practice should be fun today. We haven't practiced in a while. We had a gig not too long ago, so me and Lisa we got to play Thursday. So we'll practice up tonight or this afternoon, and we're working on a lot of new songs. Put another rose over here. different color. Do. It's looking pretty good. There'll be a lot of color in here. Looking good. Who's in here today? Sopa. Thank you, Sopa. Jaden. Thanks so much. Anonymous Lives. How you doing? You guys know each other. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I got just enough time to do one painting this afternoon. Then I'll go to band practice. You're not going to believe it. I'm off all week. Michael's, they didn't give me any hours this week. So I'm not going to be able to eat anything. They just worked me Monday and a little bit today. That's it. So I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I go back to work on Monday when the truck comes again. That's all right. I'll have more time to paint. How's that sound? So later on today, if you guys want to stop back, I'm going to do an octopus. I don't know how many people are watching right now, but this is going to come out good. This is going to come out really good. Let's see if I can get this to look like it's turning. Let my eyes set on that for a while. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Look at that rose. Bright red. Bright red with some glaze in it. If I need any more red here, maybe down here, I'll do some flowers down here on the table. Do a couple. Very cool. I got some new paint I want to try out. It's called Sennelier. It's a French. It's made in France. It's kind of in a weird container, but it's supposed to be pretty good acrylic paint. We'll find out. All right, it's time for a daisy here. I'm going to do a different flower first, I think. Make sure this is dry. It's got to be dry before I can do it. Maybe I can put one here. I think I'll do a daisy first. Wow, that looks awesome. I want to do one up here that looks like it's going sideways. Maybe a smaller one. I don't want to cover up all my stems in there. I got a lot of stems in there that I want to cover up, which I already did. Do 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 do. Anonymous Lives, how you doing? I guess you're still in here. Let's put some green on these leaves a little bit. A little bit of green. This is a cool brush, the angle brush. It really makes the stems really cool looking. Although I kind of did this a different style today. I'm always trying different things. Wow. What I like about this acrylic paint, you can really start layering it, and then it looks like an oil painting. It's really starting to look good. Let me run some stems off these flowers in black. I've been using black and a sap green mixture, like with a wet brush, and then just kind of run some stems off here. And make a few leaves. Very cool. That's where that paint comes from. Let's do a shadow. Let's do a shadow here. Just underneath the pot. Doesn't that look cool? Look at that shadow. That looks wicked, man. Who'd ever think, a shadow could look so cool? Now you got to put if you end up doing this, don't forget about all the details in here. You're going to have a shadow here as well underneath that little lip thing. There'll be a shadow underneath there. There's going to be shadows underneath these flowers. You really got to put them in if you want it to look professional. But it's up to you. It's your art. I'm just kind of showing you how I do it. Now here's something cool I don't usually do. I'll grab some light blue here. Might be too light, but you can come up here on this flower here and kind of just put in some brush strokes like this on the flower. Just like that. And leave it. You can leave it like that if you want. Just so it kind of looks a little artsy. Trying to think if I make these yellow. Where's my other ones? I think I make some yellow and I leave some white. This one needs to be yellow here. Getting paint all over my finger. Look at that. That looks cool. I want to make this one yellow too, because it doesn't look good white right there. I put the white down first so it covers the darker colors underneath. It's kind of like a primer. Have you ever painted a white wall blue, a blue wall white? You got to primer it first with white. This one, I think I'm going to make it blue. Yeah, light blue. Should make it purple. Let's make it purple. I don't have any purple in here. Wow, that's really mixing good with the white. See that? Now it's got like multiple tones in there. Wow, that came out great. Look at that flower. I'm going to make a dark brown. If you use brown out of the tube, it's really not dark enough. It's kind of translucent, so you got to add a little black to it so it covers dark enough. Because I want these to be really dark. There's still white in there that's wet. Look at that. I'm getting paint all over my fingers. I guess that's not the best way to rinse your brushes off. I've been using this Folgers cup for a while, but the paint ends up getting right here on the edge, and then it gets on the brush, and when I grab it, the paint gets all over my fingers. Look at that. It's not the best way to do it. I gotta find a new way to do that. It's starting to drive me kooky. So I went Saturday. I had a big sale. I was out there at the Seattle market selling my art. It was just a small market here where I live, but I did pretty good. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot of. There's a lot of people that don't care if it's the original painting. So I think I could do prints. I could probably sell the prints for more than the original. They would buy it, you know. That's how the people are. They're not really art collectors. They're just people that want to put pictures in their house, you know. They have no clue that this is original work that's worth more money, and it's kind of funny. So I guess I'm going to try and go back on Etsy and just sell prints, but it's a lot easier because they do all the work for you. You just upload a picture, and when someone buys it, they print it on a canvas for them and they send it to their house, and I don't really have to do anything except upload the photos in there. But if it was me personally, I would want someone's original art. You know what I mean? Well, that's just me. Wow. This is going to come out pretty good. I'm going to make some petals on this one. Ba-da-ba. I don't like that. Let's make it pink. Do 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 do. So on the 4th of July, me and Lisa were playing in this town called Bellevue. It's just across the water from Seattle. On the 4th of July. It's going to be fun. We get to play for 2 hours. We get to play 2 hours of. We're going to do a lot of country music this time, believe it or not. The theme is country music. The party theme. We're playing at a place called Aegis. It's for people that assisted living. And the music is kind of like therapy for them. Helps them, their memory. I think I'm done with the pot now. So I'm going to put a cool leaf coming right down in front here. I've been doing this. This is kind of like my style here. You bring it down, and then you kind of come back up with it. Bring it down, and then up. And then make some leaves at the end. You put leaves down here too. And I'll put some shadows on the pot. Let's put some light green up there now. We'll get a different green this time. I'm not good about wiping my brush off, but that's all right. You end up getting different colors. It's not really the green I wanted. Let's try this. There we go. Ugh. Yeah, so I've been getting into these type of paintings. So what I'm going to do in Seattle, they have a lot of these parks where people can, they give them a little lot, like a 20 by 20 space where they can go and they can plant their own garden. So I'm going to go out and take a bunch of pictures of these people's flowers and stuff and maybe get some ideas. We played at one of those gardens before, me and Lisa. We're playing all the time. You'd be surprised. I think me and Lisa, we get more gigs than like a full band. Because it's easier to set up two people with acoustic guitars. We don't have to have a drummer. Uh, it's easy to set the sound up. It's not that loud, because they don't want loud, blaring music a lot of times. Man, this is really looking cool. This white is what really enhances everything. It really makes it pop. Look at that. I gotta take a breather here. Let me see. I'm gonna go get a Pepsi out of the refrigerator. Wow, this is looking awesome. I can't believe it. Look how cool that looks. I'm gonna put some effects on it while I go get a Pepsi. I'll put the dance lights on for you. I'll be back in 2 minutes. So on Saturday, guess what? I sold two of these. This is a style I came up with. It's pretty cool art. Nobody likes it on YouTube though. I don't know why they don't like this. It's pretty wicked art. I guess they're not ready for it. something new that I came up with. But guess what? I brought a couple of those pieces out there Saturday and they sold. Unbelievable. I thought, they did buy my flowers and stuff and landscapes, but I also sold a couple of those. It's crazy. This is coming out pretty good. This is acrylic paint, and it almost looks like oil. I had to run and go get a Pepsi, but I'm back. All right, I'm going to finish this up now. So what I'm going to do now is put some highlights on for you. That's the fun part. It's about 80% done now, but I like to darken all my sides of the flowers now. I'll put a dark color over here on the left before I highlight everything. Just so maybe it looks like those flowers are like in the shadow on the bottom part. I think that's about all I need. I'll do the white now. Let me put a little blue on this flower here. Where else do I got a blue flower in here? Just kind of darken it up. The ones that are deep inside there. All right, let's run some highlights. Get paint all over my fingers again. I usually use a smaller brush for this, but I'm trying to hurry. I got to go to practice here. Little highlights on each part of your leaves and flowers. Do 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 do. All right, I think that's enough white. That came out good though. I like that. You could put a little white on your flower pot too, like There's different ways to do it. I just like to take my brush and do this. So it looks like the light's hitting there. And maybe a little bit up here. And usually around the lip of the flower pot. Just a little white. Run it around to here. And that looks good. You want it to get lighter here and then darker over here than the shadow there. These flowers, the light would be hitting, on each petal here. Just throw a little white. You got to kind of imagine where the petals are on this one, so I'll just kind of do it like this. There we go. Cool. So I've been putting a bumblebee up here. Let's put a bumblebee. Maybe I'll get better at them as I go. Put a We'll put a bee right there, buzzing around. I can't believe nobody's watching today. What is today? Today's Tuesday. I think there's supposed to be a lot of people on YouTube today. Put an edge on that table. Wow. This really came out good. I'll show you what it needs. It needs a little more green. So what I'm going to do is lighten up a few of these leaves with green. And I'll redo the highlights on them. I just think it needs more of this kind of green in here. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah. All right. Much better. I like that green a lot better. It just made me have to do more work, but that's all right. It looks a lot better. Very cool. Let's put some green down here on these leaves here. Because green and red go well together. They're complementary colors to each other. I don't really like to put green and red together in my landscapes, but on here it's okay. Wow. Yeah, those green leaves really helped out. So now I gotta highlight them again. Which is easy. I'll start out with some light green. Get like 2 tones of color on your leaves. That's what I like to do. Just get a couple different tones in there. And then now I can do the white. Very cool. All right. Let me fix my stems now because I kind of messed them up a bit. This is a good brush to use for stems. You kind of want to whip it with your brush like this. Kind of whip it so you get different, you get nice, cool, straight, like lines that kind of wiggle. Okay. There we go. That looks good. I almost need a stem coming down from this daisy here. So I'll just do it in white. Let's see what it looks like. This one. And that one there. There we go. Good enough. Alright guys, I think that's it. Oh, I gotta finish the bee on. I got a bumblebee up there I'm working on. Oh, I do have a small liner brush. I bought a new one. It's not a liner brush, but it's a small, it's a #1 round. So I can put the black on the bee here. So the bee usually has like, you know, a black head here in the front. And then it has, we'll put some antennas on it. And should be using a liner brush, but so these, it has usually has a black tail. With the stinger, and then we'll just put some black stripes on it. Just like that. Should be using a liner brush, and then it usually has, its legs are usually kind of cocked back. like this when it's flying. There we go. Some kind of bumblebee. We'll put the wings on it when it dries. Usually has black eyes, but I'll have to put them in white. There we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I'll try the angle brush for the wings. Let's see. There we go. We got a bumblebee. I gotta wait for it to dry and put some black stuff on the yellow, like hair. This looking pretty good. Forgot I had a Pepsi here. 12:30. I got one more hour. I've got 1 hour, then I got to go to band practice with Lisa. Lisa surprised me last night. She popped in on one of my lives. I really like this one. Really cool looking. You wouldn't think flowers could be so cool, huh? This paint on my fingers is driving me nuts. Look at that, because it's on every brush that I have. Look, down here in this section where you grab it, it's like, so I got to change my situation here. So these flowers didn't come out very well. I'm going to hit them again with white, and then it should fix it. Just kind of brighten them up a little bit, maybe on one side. And add a little blue to it, like some Prussian blue. more white again for highlights. And there we go. Some different flowers there. I'll try a different yellow here. I think that's good enough. All right, there's my bee. Let me see if I can find my liner brush, but I doubt it. Oh, maybe it's in here. It's a brand new liner brush. All right, I'll have to look for it after I'm done with this. All right, guys, I think I'm done. Thanks for stopping in. Those of you who watch, I appreciate it. I'm going to put a few effects on this before I end it. Take some screenshots. Eight millimeter. I think that's about it. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you subscribe. I got a lot of cool stuff I do. Usually do a couple live streams every day. So I do different things. I do mountains. I do stuff like this that I created. Some crazy art. I'm still trying to perfect that art there, but I do landscapes, I do pop art flowers. I'll start doing abstract faces soon, but all right. Cheers, everybody.